I wanted to talk today about the effects of diet soda on your health, on your gut health, and how that sweetness really creates an abnormal or a false process in your brain. Years ago they did a study that showed that when we have too much of the Diet Coke, Diet Pepsi, just diet drinks in general in our lives, we are faking out our bodies. Let's take, for instance, an idea that a 12-ounce can of Coke is X amount of sugar. And sugar is sensed by the brain as to the sweetness of it. The pancreas has to respond to that and produce the required insulin to make sure that we can use that sugar to make the body run in the cells. Well, fast forward and start putting things like saccharin or Splenda or Equal or some of these different types of sweeteners into Coke. We thought that if we could just get rid of sugar and the effects of what we think sugar does to us and have an artificial sweetener, that maybe that could help us with our cravings and with our appetites, and maybe it would help us with weight loss and things like that. So we suddenly had marketed to us a thing called diet drinks. The diet drink industry was then born. Well, remember when I said a can of Coke has X amount of sugar? Well, the brain senses that sugar and says, okay, that's X, I'm ready. Sends the messaging to the pancreas and says, we're ready down here. Here comes the insulin to deal with that sweetness. With the diet drink, go ahead and just think of it as maybe 1,000x, or at least many hundreds of times of X is the sweetness factor that that drink or that food is giving to our brains. And the brain has to match up. Okay, with that much sweetness, there must be a certain amount of caloric intake that's about to happen here. Okay, pancreas, they make the big call downstairs. We need to produce this much insulin because we've sensed this much sweetness coming into our bodies. When that happens, the pancreas loads up the bloodstream with insulin, waiting for the sugar to show up or the sweetness factor to show up or the amount of calories that surely must be coming with all of this sweetness. The tragedy in this whole story today is that there is no caloric matchup for all of that sweetness. And that is what leads us to have gut issues. That's what leads us to have metabolic dysfunction. Maybe you've heard of different terms like Syndrome X or metabolic syndrome, or it doesn't matter if I diet or not. Now I can't seem to lose any weight whatsoever because my body won't listen to me. That's what's happening when we have this sweetness factor that can't be rationalized properly with the amount of insulin that's produced. All of a sudden we have the ill effects, and I don't think they were intentional, but what they know now, they surely should be doing something more about it. It's my opinion that the sugar industry has really had a heyday. They're able to do whatever level of sweetness they want to do. But once we start getting into these artificial chemicals that the brain has never seen before and can't really understand, that's when all of a sudden we have issues where we are creating type 2 diabetics, pre-diabetics, metabolic syndrome, Syndrome X type people, and we can't seem to figure it out. That's why we here at Skinny Up are very, very cognizant of the idea that our carbohydrates are very important, obviously. They do provide energy, but it's very specific as to the type of gut issues and the realm of what we call the microbiome and the gut-brain relationship. I've said it before, these sweeteners can actually walk in and fake our guts out suddenly. And once we have that big fake out happening, the brain buys into it, the microbiome. Once that happens, we have an issue again back to the metabolic syndrome. So, in the future, I'm going to be coming to you with some more ideas about how we can treat the gut and the microbiome and control the cravings in a real way by getting your yeast, your microbiome, your gut-brain relationship right. And that's the big idea today. So watch out for the diet drinks. They are faking you out. They are not real. Your brain is buying into something that basically your body cannot cash. That idea that you maybe heard that said before, don't write a check with your mouth that your body can't cash. Your brain is buying into something that your body just simply can't cash that check. Okay, so great to see you guys today, and until next time, take care.